I am your host, Objectively Dan, and joining today with me is a very, 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 very special guest, someone who I would say is probably the most requested guest host I've ever had. I literally get messages every single week asking, when's Shannon Q coming on? When's Shannon Q coming on? Anyway, here she is in the flesh, coming over from Nova Scotia, Canada. It is Shannon Q, everybody. Give it up. Woo! We do have a bit of a live studio audience here tonight, which is awesome. We've been starting to get more and more people come into the studio a bit more, which is great. Shannon, first, I need to apologize and let everybody know I messed up. I told Shannon the wrong time. I got my time zones confused. Apparently that college education wasn't enough. But we've got it all sorted out. She's here, and we're going to make this show happen. How are you doing tonight, Shannon?
Good. Very excited to be here. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I've been looking forward to this a long time. I've been telling Shannon since really Truth Blended started. I really wanted her as a co-host. Shannon Q, for those of you who don't know, has a YouTube channel where she talks about atheism, but she also talks about psychology and the kind of intersection between religion and psychology, along with tons of other stuff. Shannon, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about your channel and what you do on that.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So I have a channel that's just called Shannon Q because I'm not particularly creative.
And Q stands for quail, I believe.
Yes.
If I recall correctly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That is exactly what it stands for.
That's not actually what it is.
Dan's doxing me and just no, and we on the channel, I have live conversations. I try to have complex conversations in a respectful and productive, mutually beneficial manner about ideas and concepts that are generally contentious and difficult to discuss, so that we can model better conversations in this realm, in this environment that we exist within. And I also do more focused, edited, produced videos where I kind of tear apart and dissect the intersections between faith and psychology and how we operate as people. And I generally try to produce and cite as much peer-reviewed research as I can in my description and give nice, concise summaries in nice, neat little packets in the videos so that people can utilize them. And I also provide resources in all of my videos so that people who might need assistance can find them. And some of those resources are Freedom from Religion, the Clergy Project, and Recovering from Religion, so that people who may be on the precipice and in need of help and aren't sure where to turn have places to go and feel like they're heard and listened to and supported. So that's what we do.
So a lot of people on YouTube, at least in like the atheist YouTuber sphere, everybody has kind of an angle. I mean, myself included, we all kind of have a specialty kind of hobby topic that we kind of delve into. You, of course, you talk a lot about psychology. What was it that inspired you to go on YouTube and start talking about religion and psychology in this particular way?
Oh, it's a really good question. Okay, so one of the reasons that I decided to delve into it was because I actually I have a degree in psychology, and I focused in perceptual cognition and communication theory. And there was sort of two facets that caused me to decide to enter into the public discourse. The factor one was that I saw a lot of conversations being conducted that were incredibly contentious and non-productive. And as a viewer, I was sitting on the sidelines becoming increasingly frustrated because the topics that I wanted to suss out in my own mind and find out more about weren't really being hashed out. Instead, what was happening was there was two people who were just kind of having a chest beating competition about who could own the other one so that they could high five their own team. And that was frustrating to me. And I knew if it was frustrating to me, it was probably frustrating to others. So I thought that I would instead just kind of delve into the conversations and ask the questions that I was screaming at my phone.
Yeah.
Myself.
I got to say, like, one of the reasons why I started Truth Wanted was very similar in that respect. I wanted to kind of change the way that we have these kinds of conversations. And you do that very well on your channel. You host live streams talking to people. You talk to more Christians through live streams than most, like, at least atheist YouTubers that I know. And you do it very, very well. Like, what do you think is, like, your secret when you talk to these people? Like, I mean, I don't want to say secret because that sounds like you're doing something manipulative or you're doing something deceptive. I mean, like really, you're just having very good, genuine conversation with people that has been really popular. Like you've gotten over 7,000 subscribers now. Last time I checked, right? I mean,
over eight actually.
8,000. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm sure you're gonna get twice as much as that in the next couple of months. I'm wondering, like, what do you think is your kind of special sauce, your special spice when it comes to having conversations with other people?
I'm not attempting to win the conversation. I don't enter into a conversation with the attempt to defeat the person I'm dialoguing with. My intention when entering a conversation is to allow the person to feel comfortable enough that they can share their insights so that I can better understand them, because that's what I'm legitimately interested in. I'm interested in what brings people to belief, and attacking them, cornering them, and making them feel as though they don't deserve to be understood or are foolish is no way to kind of understand how people come to the place that they are. And if I want to be intellectually honest, I have to be able to and willing to scrutinize my own ideas and beliefs. And if I am too busy asserting them, I'll never have the chance or fair opportunity to analyze them. So if I want to know things that are right, I should be willing to scrutinize them myself. And a part of that is allowing myself to have dialogues with other people in a manner where I legitimately listen to them and carefully scrutinize and analyze fairly the things that they have to say. So people feel respected and listened to. And I think that's all anybody really wants in a conversation. So perhaps that's my secret.
I like that. So just kind of listening to people. You're not trying to win at anything. This isn't a debate necessarily. This isn't like you trying to prove your point and win points for your side. This is more of a, I want to come to understand how you got to where you're at, and maybe you can understand where I'm at and kind of close the bridge there. Yeah.
Sure, exactly. So that somebody can better relate to either one of us in the conversation. I think.
That's really fascinating. That's really fascinating. I love that. I love that. What I want to know too is you talked about this idea of self-scrutinizing, you know, like kind of catching yourself when you're wrong. Since you started Shannon Q like as a channel and doing that whole project, has there anything that you've learned about yourself or learned about topics that you've been discussing that you've kind of changed your position on through kind of self-analysis, or maybe somebody kind of pointed it out?
I don't know if there's anything that I've really changed, to be honest with you, an ardently held belief on currently. I found more nuance within things that I believed. I've discovered more about how I come to believe the things that I do. There's things that I was very, very sure of that now I'm more interested in exploring to make certain that I am sure of them. So it's created a broader journey for me, but there's nothing that's particularly changed.